Hey everyone, so I'm banging out these videos today. I wanted to give you, because I made reference to it in my last video, my story or my experience with the Mirena IUD. So I went to a new gynecologist 2 years ago. Her name is Dr. Camille Davis Williams here in Georgia. Wonderful woman. Very thorough. I mean, her practice was booming because of how thorough she was. So my first encounter with her, I took all my documents, everything in with me, and she looked at everything and she said, we're going to have to come up with a treatment plan for you and all this other stuff. So that was my first appointment with her. She did a pelvic exam, my annual exam, and a pelvic ultrasound. I made an appointment to follow up with her in 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I went back to her to get the results of my ultrasound and to discuss the treatment plan that she had came up with based on the records that she had received from my previous gynecologist. So at that time, she decided that I would be a good candidate for the Mirena IUD because it would stop my periods, it would stop the pain, I could keep it for 5 years, So we went over the Mirena IUD and what it would do for me, what benefits and what risks. So because she had been so thorough and, so forthcoming and so honest, I'm like, well, I can trust her. I came home, I read about it, didn't see anything really negative about it. She told me that we have to wait for your menstrual cycle to start. You're going to come in and I will insert it. And because I had such severe pain with my endometriosis, she would prescribe a pain medication that I would be given 30 minutes before she would insert the IUD. So I waited. My second appointment with her was that August. She said, so the very first day of your next menstrual cycle, you're going to call me, you're going to come in, we're going to give you some pain medication, and we're going to insert it. Now, keep in mind, my menstrual cycles are horrific. Horrible. Like, my first 2 days, it's unbearable. I'm normally in the hospital on the first 2 days. Also, in my follow-up appointment, she told me that from my pelvic ultrasound, she saw that I had fibroid tumors. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Really? Okay. So, my period started that September. I can't remember the exact date. My period started that September. I called her office. These people told me they wasn't going to put it in because she wasn't there. Mind you, she had partners. It's 3 of them. I was hysterical. I was screaming and crying. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this, and then I get to this point and you're telling me you're not gonna do it, and it was awful. So I called my best friend who is a like a compliance manager, and she called, and then D called, and so finally they agreed to do it. They already had the prescription and everything. I had to order my IUD, which I paid for my IUD. The IUD was $2,000. No. My IUD was $900. My appointment was $2,000. So I paid for it because at this time I got hurt at work. I didn't have insurance anymore. So I'm paying for all this stuff out of pocket. Yes, $3,000. I paid for it. Dumb. So, but I didn't know. So finally okay, come on, bring her in. Mind you, it's the first days of my period. I'm double over. I literally went to the doctor's office in a wheelchair. It was that bad. So we get there. They give me the medication. I sit in the waiting room for 30 minutes, and then they wheel me back. She was like, her partner did it. She was like, I'm going to, explain to you how it's done. I'm going to show you. And I actually have my IUD, but I don't have it near me. But I'm going to show it to you guys in another video. I literally, when I had it removed, yeah, I wanted it. I paid for it. I want it. So She took me in. She said, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. D was with me. And, you know, they put the speculum in. They open you up. They tell you to relax or whatever. I'm in straight panic mode because I'm already in pain. I don't know what the hell this is going to feel like. I'm terrified. So I'm like, okay. So she was like, I'm going in. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. Blah, blah, blah. They put it on this little thing. It's like a trigger. They put it on this needle-like thing. And once they open you up, they get your cervix opened up or whatever. Then they aim it and they trigger it and they shoot it. Oh my God. I bit D. I bit D's face. I screamed. I'm like, you lied. That hurt. Oh my God. So they get it in. They check you to make sure it's positioned. Mind you, it's a lot of fingers and tinkering going on. I'm like, oh my God. So once she got it in, my pain level went up to a 10. I'm literally bawling, crying. So they had me lay there for a minute. They gave me some more pain medication, I believe. I can't remember. And they sent me home with some pain medication. And I was like, oh my God. So you have a lot of pressure and cramping, you know. And she's like, in a couple of days, it'll get better. In about 2 weeks, you'll feel better, you know. And then, like, by next month, your period shouldn't start. You know, it should be gone. Long story short, I bled for 10 months without stopping. Non-stop bleeding. And if you have endometriosis, you automatically know that bleeding causes what? Pain. The point of getting the IUD or agreeing to get the IUD was to eliminate my periods, which we hoped would eliminate the pain. It never happened. The IUD was my second biggest mistake of my endometriosis journey. And the most expensive. It was an epic fail. When I say epic, it was a monumental fail. It was a bigger fail than the Lupron, because Lupron just shoots you in your butt and you keep on going. IUD, you had to go in me. Epic, humongous fail. And then after 6 months, when I called her and said I want it out, she gonna tell me, well, we encourage you to keep it a year. What? Me being me, okay, maybe she knows something I don't know. It's gonna get better. After month 10, I called her. No, I went to a new gynecologist because I had to at this point. It was getting too expensive. And I told her, if you don't take it out, I'm going to figure out how to take it out myself. And I explained to her what I have been dealing with. And she was like, 10 months and you've been bleeding? Yes, 10 months. I was so very anemic. To the point of they were trying to give me a transfusion. And I was not for that. I don't want foreign blood. I'm sorry, I just don't. If I can avoid it, I don't want it. And so I was like, this IUD has to go. I'm not even about to keep doing this. Where they do that at? And then you gonna try to force me to keep it? No. So fortunately, the new gynecologist immediately, like the first time I saw her, she did my pelvic and all the other stuff, and she took that sucker out. And I told her I want it. I paid for it. It's mine. I want it. She had me sign a form saying I wouldn't try to reuse it, like, ugh. And I brought it home. They put it in a surgical bag, like, you know, them plastic, not surgical, but them hazard bags. And I brought it home. And my goal is to clean it and frame it. It cost me $3,000. Yes, I'm keeping it. Oh my God, that is my experience with the Mirena IUD. So it is very rare that I have encountered, me personally, women who have said that the IUD has helped them. I think I've talked to one woman on Twitter. Everyone else has said, oh my God, I almost died. Yeah, it's just that bad. So that's my experience with the Mirena IUD and trying to deal with this endometriosis, which is just But anyway, guys, I just want to share my Mirena experience with you. Tell me what, if you have had the Mirena or anything, what your experience has been, good, bad, or ugly, with medical interventions for endometriosis. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.